Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is going to be another Halloween series video. Today's video is Unsolved Brandland Murder. I don't know. I stopped reading ahead, so I have nothing for you. I can't even give you any input. So anyways, let's get into it then. Marvin Brandland and his wife Ethel had spent the evening handing out candy to trick-or-treaters. Their granddaughter Teresa had just left, and they assumed most kids were done for the night and started to do other things. One last knock came. Ethel opened the door and saw an adult wearing a pillowcase over their head, with only holes cut out for their eyes. "Trick or treat, give me your money or I'll shoot." Ethel laughed a little, thinking it was someone they knew playing a joke. Maybe even her granddaughter Teresa, who had just left. Ethel reached out and tried to pull up the pillowcase, but the person held it down tightly, so she figured she would play along. She turned around to grab some candy, but the trick-or-treater quickly moved inside the doorway behind her. By the time Ethel realized what was going on, there was a gun pointed at her. Well, it's not a fucking joke no more. The man ordered Ethel and Martin to the basement to take him to their safe. The couple owned a carpet service business. Can't talk. But they weren't considered wealthy enough to be robbed like this. The Brandlands did have a safe in the basement, but no one outside of the close family even knew about it, and it didn't hold millions by any account. Marvin and Ethel had been shuffled to the kitchen on their way towards the basement, but Martin had had enough. He refused to go along any further with this prank, still thinking it was someone they knew and that it wasn't an actual robbery. Marvin grabbed for the gun. You don't ever grab for the fucking gun. Even if you think it's a fucking joke, you don't grab for it. The masked man shot Marvin, hitting him in the throat. As the blood splattered across the kitchen, the armed man ripped off his pillowcase, maybe in disbelief that it came to this. Then he dropped it and ran out of the Brandlands' home. Marvin was transported to the Trinity Regional Hospital, then airlifted to Des Moines for an operation, but he died on the operating table at the age of 69. That's sad. That's fucking sad. The murder of her husband and the can't talk, guys. The murder of her husband and the tragic event she had to live through took a toll on Ethel. She died not long after her husband's death. You know, I've heard that. They say, and you know what, that happened with my grandparents too. Like my mom's dad, he died in his early 60s. And not too long after he died, my grandma got sick and died too. It's like they give up after their loved one dies. I don't know. The Brandland's daughter, Jan, said, "We always say she died of a broken heart because she didn't want to be by herself." I've heard that. I think it's a real thing. All right, the hunt for a killer. When the shooter dropped his pillowcase disguise, Ethel was able to get a good look at him. She said he was between 16 and 20 years old, around 5 feet 8 inches tall, with blondish hair and blue eyes. Ethel's description matched with who the family thought had committed the crime. An acquaintance of the family had been bragging about what he had done. They turned over his name to the police, and even though the description Ethel gave matched, they didn't believe they had enough to make an arrest. That's some shit, man. Assistant Fort Dodge Police Chief Kevin Dottie spoke during an interview about the case. "We wanted to get it to the point where not only can you charge somebody, but you can take the case to trial and get a conviction and not leave anything to doubt. So further testing." But what about the pillowcase? After all, the killer had worn it and then left it behind at the scene. Surely with new DNA procedures, they would be able to lift something, right? The Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation reran the DNA in 2010, resulting in not enough material for a DNA hit. Since then, DNA testing has advanced even further. Hopefully, they will eventually rerun the test matter. Still living in fear. The family is pursuing justice for the crime they believe took both Marvin and Ethel's lives. "For the longest time, we didn't pursue anything because we knew in our stomach and our gut who it was, but there was fear," Teresa said in an interview. "And Grandma always lived in fear, but I know they want it solved. They'd want us safe. The case is still unsolved. Hopefully, someone will come forward with more information so this family can finally put the dark chapter of their lives to rest. And that is the end of that one. That was a really, really quick one. That's sick. Like, who does that? Like, even if you do know somebody, like, what is wrong with these people? They know, like, older couples, and then they go fucking rob them. Why? Why kill them and rob them? What did they really have that you wanted? They didn't have shit. You know they didn't have nothing. That's just sick. And they know who did it. The cops know who did it too. The fucking Ethel told them who it was. She knew who it was. Everybody knows who it is. That's just sick. I wonder if I'll find more shit about this later too, as I'm looking for like, you know, I do little picture overlays and shit. So maybe as I'm doing that, I'll find something else about it. If I do, I'll put it at the end of this video. I liked how I did that with the other one too, because I was like, it wasn't solved in this story, you know, obviously, but I knew that it was solved, so I figured I'd add that. It made me feel better. This makes me sick. I hate when shit's not solved. And I keep saying it, every time I come across an unsolved story, I hate unsolved stories. I want closure. All right, on that note, you guys have a wonderful day, night. It's night right now. I did not do another video Saturday, so today's Sunday. I'm gonna probably edit the other one and finally upload it. And I'll probably edit this one tomorrow when I get off work. Who knows? It's gonna get crazier because now today is the 18th. I'm running out of fucking time, guys. I don't know if I'm able to do this. I'm doubting myself because I'm only like, what, a weekend? Yeah, I'm only like a weekend to fucking October, so let's find out. Alright, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And as always, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.